Like people say, when you've got a baby, you're supposed to be really happy, but you don't always feel happy.
Just getting it off your chest, and I thought I was scared, really, to admit that I'd had a moment.
Postnatal depression is a lot more than the natural low mood that most women experience just after giving birth.
You know, sometimes you have those days when you just feel low and you don't particularly know why. You feel you can't do it, or usual stuff. And then after a while, you just kind of feel low and you don't really know why. Because like people say, when you've got a baby, you're supposed to be really happy, but you don't always feel happy. It's not always that. Sometimes you don't feel any different, sometimes you feel sad, sometimes you feel fine. It just depends. I've had depression before, so I'm kind of expecting it during my pregnancy. And then I had it after as well, which I just assumed were probably going to be baby blues. But then it just kind of hasn't gone. It's not bad to the point where I want to do something about it, but it just hasn't gone. It's just a persistent low mood, really. It's usually kind of on a night. I try to keep it to like when he's at his dad's. Obviously he's not around because babies can sense when you're tense. Pretty much laid awake all night thinking about whether I made the right choice and if I can actually do it.
Because when you're at home, you don't really know. As much as people say, oh, you might have postnatal depression, people don't always know what it is. So when you come to these groups and you can talk about it, yeah, I am feeling a bit down, and it's all right because so is everybody else. When you look back at it, sometimes you just have moments where you just think, yeah, it really got to me. One day I absolutely bawled my eyes out in the shower because I thought I couldn't do it. And I thought then in the shower nobody knew that I'd been crying because you just think that I got water in my eyes or I had a hot shower. But afterwards I had the cry, I got it out of my system and I were absolutely fine.
Postnatal depression, I guess, might be caused partly by the hormones that are raging around your body after you've had a baby. But also I think it's a lot about kind of mourning your old self, because as a mother rather than as a father, once you have a baby, it's like as though your own life has ended and everything is about this child. And when you go to groups, not this one, but other groups, you don't even have a name. You're just so-and-so's mum. I went to another group for 4 years before anybody even knew my first name. And so it's kind of like you don't have a name, you don't have an identity. It's like everything you do is centred around the child. So everything you did before, the career you had, the hobbies you had, it's all gone. So it's almost like you have to mourn your own death and then kind of try and rebuild your life around your child. And people say things like, oh, it won't be long before it gets back to normal. But actually it's never ever going to be back to normal because that doesn't exist anymore.
Postnatal depression, this low mood goes on for much, much longer. It can go on for months and even years sometimes if it's not treated. And a lot of the symptoms are the ongoing low mood, lack of interest in the baby, tiredness, or sometimes sleeping lots more, a change in appetite. They're just a few of the symptoms that there may be. But the biggest one is that this feeling goes on for a long time after the baby is born. Can also happen antenatally as well. So if you've had feelings of depression before the baby's born, you've a much higher chance that you are going to have some times of depression afterwards. There are very, very few occasions where it develops into psychosis, and in that case you definitely need medical assistance, and there are mother and baby units around the country, and it usually involves admission of both mother and baby, so you're still together to get the proper medical help that is needed if that illness, it is an illness, occurs after the baby's born.